When people think about what makes a man attractive, the mind often jumps straight to the obvious. Strong jawlines, perfect hair, stylish clothes, and maybe a tall, muscular frame. And sure, physical features might open a door or spark initial interest, but true attraction runs so much deeper than that. It lingers, it builds, and it grows in the subtle, almost invisible qualities a man carries within himself. You see, attractiveness isn't something you wear, it's something you are. It's how you move through the world, how you make people feel, how grounded you are in your own skin. Today, I want to walk you through 5 powerful signs that you're a highly attractive man, even if you don't always recognize them in yourself. And if you do see yourself in these signs, then know that your presence probably impacts people in ways you haven't fully understood. 1. You have a calm, grounded confidence that doesn't need validation. You've probably seen it before. A man walks into a room and somehow, without saying a word, people take notice. He's not the loudest. He's not putting on a performance. He's not seeking attention. But there's something about him that makes others pause. That right there is the power of grounded confidence. It's not cockiness, not arrogance. It's the quiet belief in your own worth. It's knowing who you are, what you stand for, and what you will or will not tolerate without needing the world's applause. This kind of confidence comes from internal validation. You're not chasing likes, compliments, or trying to prove your masculinity by outperforming other men. You just are. Ma'am, you just are. You walk tall, not because you're trying to appear dominant, but because you respect yourself. You speak slowly and clearly, not because you want to sound smart, but because you don't need to rush. You give your full attention in conversations because you're not distracted by insecurity. That calm energy, that stillness in your presence, that's magnetic. People feel more secure around it. Women are drawn to it, and men tend to respect it, even if they can't quite put their finger on why. So if you're the type of guy who's more focused on living with intention than proving a point, you're showing the world one of the most powerful forms of attraction, unshakable self-respect. 2. You master your emotions instead of being ruled by them. In a world that tells men to either suppress emotion or explode in order to be heard, a man who can feel deeply but still remain composed, that man stands out. Emotional mastery is a rare form of power. It doesn't mean being emotionless. It means being in control. You understand what you're feeling, but you don't let it hijack your behavior. When you're angry, you don't lash out. When you're disappointed, you don't collapse. When you're hurt, you don't become bitter. You process, you reflect, and then you respond intentionally. That level of emotional regulation doesn't just show maturity, it shows strength. It means you can protect peace even when things are falling apart. And that ability, that's incredibly attractive. Why? Because life is unpredictable. Relationships are messy. 4. And a man who can navigate conflict without breaking down or becoming destructive, that's the kind of man people want in their corner. Emotional control also makes you safer to be around. You're not emotionally volatile. You don't guilt trip. You don't gaslight. You don't make people walk on eggshells. You're consistent, even when challenged. If you've ever had someone tell you, "You make me feel safe," or "You always know how to handle pressure," they were responding to the deep, grounded energy of a man in control of himself. And there are few things more attractive than that. 3. You communicate with clarity, presence, and purpose. Attractiveness isn't just in how you look. It's in how you speak. It's in the way you hold a conversation, in the way you express yourself with clarity, in the way you listen without constantly needing to reply. Truly attractive men know how to communicate in a way that makes people feel valued and respected. When you speak, your words carry weight, not because you shout them, but because you mean them. You're not performing. You're not trying to sound clever. You're simply authentic. You share your thoughts with confidence, but you're not afraid to say, I don't know, or let me think about that. You don't use sarcasm to hide insecurity. You don't talk over people to gain control. You communicate in a way that brings clarity to confusion and calm to tension. That skill is rare, and people notice. When you talk, you make eye contact, not to intimidate, but to connect. You ask questions that show you're genuinely interested. You don't interrupt. You don't dominate. You create space for others. And what happens? People open up around you. They feel seen. They feel heard. And they walk away from the conversation thinking, there's something about that guy. Communication is an energy exchange, and when you show up fully, without masks, without trying too hard, you don't just come across as confident, you come across as deeply attractive. And in a world full of noise, that kind of clarity is irresistible. 4. You live with purpose, not passivity. There's something incredibly magnetic about a man who is chasing something bigger than himself. A mission, a goal, a reason to get up in the morning with fire in his chest. Purpose doesn't have to mean world domination or being rich and famous. It's about direction, intention, discipline, discipline. It's about waking up and knowing what you're building, what you're improving, and who you're becoming. When a man moves with purpose, everything about him shifts. His walk is more focused. His choices are more deliberate. His energy isn't scattered, it's concentrated. And that creates attraction. Why? Because we live in a time when many people drift. They wait, they avoid, they numb themselves with distractions and entertainment. But when you choose purpose, when you set goals, chase mastery, build something, contribute to something, you become rare. Your energy becomes contagious. You don't need to chase people because your mission draws them to you. Women notice it. They feel that drive and see the self-respect that comes with it. A man on a mission is sexy, not just because of what he's doing, but because of what it says about his character. It says he's reliable. True to the liable. It says he can commit. It says he has a future. So if you've ever been told you're ambitious, or driven, or that you light up when you talk about your goals, recognize that this isn't just about work. It's about your overall presence. A purposeful life is an attractive life. 5. You are consistent, dependable, and live with integrity. In the end, one of the most overlooked yet powerful forms of attractiveness is simply this: being a man of your word. In a culture that normalizes flakiness, ghosting, half-truths, and shallow connections, a man who follows through, who shows up, and who stands by what he says, that's a rarity. Integrity means that what you say and what you do are aligned. If you say you'll be somewhere at 3 p.m., you're there. If you make a promise, you follow through, even when it's inconvenient. If you mess up, you own it. And this isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, being accountable. When people know they can count on you, trust begins to form. And trust, over time, breeds deep respect and lasting attraction. You don't play games. You don't manipulate to get what you want. You're honest, even when the truth is uncomfortable. And because of that, people feel safe with you. They know where they stand. They don't have to question your motives. They can relax in your presence because they know you won't betray them. That kind of stability is a foundation for everything: friendships, business, love. And in a world where so many pretend, posture, and hide, a man who walks in truth, who lives what he preaches, isn't just attractive. He's unforgettable. So maybe you don't always see yourself as the attractive guy. Maybe you don't get told every day how good you look. Or maybe you've never been the center of attention in a crowded room. That doesn't matter. Because attraction, the kind that really counts, isn't about being flashy. It's about the kind of man you are when no one is watching. The way you carry yourself, the values you live by, the respect you show others, and the discipline you show yourself. These 5 signs, grounded confidence, emotional mastery, powerful communication, purposeful living, and consistent integrity, are the real indicators of high-level attractiveness. And the beauty of it is, none of these require luck or genetics. They require intention, they require growth, they require self-awareness. And if you see even one of these signs in yourself, then know this: you're already more attractive than you think. And if you choose to develop these traits, to sharpen them, to own them, then you won't just be noticed, you'll be remembered.